Hey guys, Mike here at MH Tutorials. Well guys, today we are going to model a guitar pedal, okay? Somewhat unusual request, but nevertheless probably interesting to model, okay? So we're going to go to our panel view, we're going to go to our front view, click on View, Image Plane, Import Image, and on my desktop I have this guy. We'll take this guy first, okay? Just as a global reference, so we have something to look at. All right, I'm just going to push that out. And then I'm going to load an additional image. View, image plane, import image. And we're going to go with this guy. All right. And what we'll do is we'll take this one, move it out of the way a little bit, take this, pull it up, push it back, and hit R and scale it up just a little. Okay. So we have a reference for our dimensions, and we have a reference for detailing. Okay. Now we're going to start with the base. So this lower object here, and we don't really have a clear side view, so we're going to have to improvise a little bit. But we're going to create a cube to start out with. Come on, where'd he go? Right there. And we're going to hit R, and we're going to start to scale that out. And then we're going to move to this view, which is our front view. We're going to hit W, we're going to pull it up here, and we're going to right click, go to vertex, drag select the two top vertices until we are somewhat aligned with the top, the two on the bottom, there we go. And then we're going to hit R on our object. Let's pull that out. Let's turn on our X-ray. That looks pretty clean. Okay. Now you can see that these edges are rounded off a little bit. So let's deal with that first and also check our height. Now, as you can see, there's a slope that starts just below the top label here. So we need to add an edge loop to create that. And first we're going to make sure that the height is aligned. Okay, maybe a bit more. That looks about right. Okay. So we're going to go back to this view here. We're going to go in our Polygon menu, Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool option box, single setting, and our slope starts just about here. Okay. So now if we look at it, you can see that just below the black label, it's sloping down. Okay. And to create that slope, we're going to right click, go to vertex, take these two, and we're going to hit W, and we're going to start to move that in. And let's see if that's roughly what we're going for. Seems to be the case, which is okay. And then next, we're going to create this top guy here. Okay, so for that, we're going to take another polygon cube. Just going to turn something off here. Hang on. Create polygon primitives, interactive creation. Which, and what that does is, and I'll just show you, let's get rid of this. Just now when I hit cube, it positioned a little cube right in the middle here, and I prefer to create a cube and drag that out myself, like so. Okay. So it's a little bit within the dimension of our base here. So we need to bring it in on both sides a little bit. And it seems that it's just aligned at the end here, but again, here's a little slope. Okay. So we're going to move to our front view once again. Let's bring that up to where our edge is, which is about there. We're going to right click at our vertex. We're going to take these two, bring that in, and take these two and bring that in. Okay. And I'll take these two and pull them down until about there. Let's see what we got. Okay. Right click object mode. We're going to move that in. I have to zoom in. Okay, and now as you can see, the top isn't that high. So we're gonna right click at a vertex. I'm gonna take these two corners and let's bring that in to about there. And then this guy is following our slope. So we're gonna take this and this vertex and we're gonna bring them in to follow that line. And then we're gonna take these two and we're gonna bring them in, leave a little bit of height there, and we're gonna pull them up just slightly. Okay, which will give us this. Excuse me. Now, like I said, we have rounded edges, so we're going to right-click on Object Mode, hit 3, and see what happens. As you can see, it's a complete blob, if you will. Okay. So we're going to add some edge loops to maintain that shape. So we're going to go to Mesh Tools, insert Edge Loop Tool. Let's add one up here. We're going to add one at that edge, and we'll do one down here. And then from our side, we'll do one there and one there. And that should make quite a difference. So hit Q on your keyboard, right-click Object Mode, select it, and hit 3. Which already looks much better. As you can see, these edges are now smoothed out. That looks okay. Okay, so we're going to do the same with this guy, but first we're going to bring him in a little bit. So we're going to go to our front view. We're going to hit R, and we're going to scale it in just slightly. And I'm just going to turn off my X-rays so I can see it a bit better. Okay. So we'll do this. All right. Now we're going to take this guy and we're going to follow the same process. So Mesh Tools, insert Edge Loop Tool. We'll do one in there, one over there, one there, one there, one up here, and one down there. That should pretty much cover it. Q on your keyboard, right-click Object Mode, and hit 3. All right, not bad. Okay, so now that we have that, let's dive into some detailing. We're going to have a label on here, and we're going to have these buttons going on. So we're going to create another polygon cube, and we're going to drag that out, pull that up, and we're going to hit 4 for wireframe mode. That's a bit unclear. Hit 5, go back, and turn on our X-ray. We're going to hit W, and we're going to move that up. Right-click vertex, and we're going to start to mimic that black decal or whatever it is. Okay, to about there. I have to zoom in. Obviously this guy's way too thick, so right-click Object Mode, hit R, and we're going to push that in quite a bit, make it very flat. Hit W and bring that in. I have to zoom in. And as you can see, there is a very, very slight angle there. So let's fix that. We're going to hit 1 to go back on this guy. And we're going to add an additional edge loop. So Mesh Tools, insert Edge Loop next to this guy. One there and one there. Q on a keyboard, right-click Object Mode, hit 3 to smooth out. And that helps a lot. Okay. So we got this guy. I have to zoom in. We're going to hit R and we're going to scale it just a little bit. Yeah, that's okay, fine. All right, so we got that. Now, what I did here is there's supposed to be three turn buttons here, as you can see, or four actually on this guy, right? Now, they're not exactly the same type. I think this was three buttons, so we're going to follow this guy. And what I did is I just opened this image in Photoshop and I blacked out the buttons, okay? So we can use this as a decal. So we're going to go with this guy, right? Now, as you can see, we have buttons here that we, or turn knobs or whatever it is that we need to model. And underneath, there are some, what they call that? Not washers, but kind of a nut, I think it is, okay? So we're going to create that now. We're going to create a, let me think, let's create a Polygon pipe. Drag that out, pull that up, F to zoom in, R to scale down, make it nice and small, F to zoom in. In our poly pipe, we're going to create a thickness of 1, which looks about right. Let's decrease the height a little bit, and we will be scaling this down a bit more in a sec, so no worries about that. Let's give it 30 subdivisions, which is a little bit better. And then from our top view, we're going to move in, and we're going to right click go to vertex, and we're going to take these two and these two, and we're going to scale that out like so. And then we'll take this one and this one, this one and this one. Scale that out as well. And actually what we can do now is take these and let's just move that out a little bit. Okay, so we'll take these four, oh, that's not bad. Okay. All right, we're going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool. We're going to add one right there, right there, right there, and right there. And do the same down here. We should be good on that one. Right click Object Mode, hit 3 to smooth out, which is all right. And now we're going to get them into position. So select it, E to rotate, rotate by 90 degrees. Where'd he go? Right there, minus 90. We're going to check this view. We're going to hit W, we're going to move that up, F to zoom in. And now we have these white dots here. So there's going to be one here, one here, one here, and one over here. Okay, so let's scale this guy down. Hit W, move that over. That looks okay. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate. Let's move one over here. Control D once again. Move that over there. And Control D once again. And we're going to move that right there. Okay. We're going to take these four and we're going to start to move them in. F to zoom in. And we're going to hit R and we're going to scale them to give it a little bit more height. And then W and move that in. All right. So we got that. Now for the turn knobs we're going to create a polygon cylinder. We're going to pull that up, and then we're going to move to this view, mesh tools, insert edge loop tool, and we'll do one here and one there. Q on our keyboard, right click face, select that face row and go to edit mesh, extrude under face. Hit R, excuse me, hit R and scale that in like that. I have to zoom in. And let's see, okay, and then we are going to right click object mode, smooth it out. As you can see, we need to adjust a little bit. Hit 1 to go back, mesh tools, insert edge loop tool. We'll put an edge down there, one there, one there, one there, and let's put one in here and in here. Okay, and then next we're going to create a little cube. Give that just a little height, and we're going to move that in and up. Check it from our top view for wireframe mode. And what we're going to do is we're going to snap that like so. We're going to hit R, and you snap it by, and I should have explained that, sorry. So it's over here. Make sure you hit W to move, and then hold down the V key and snap it. Okay. Just check our original knobs to see how that is created. Okay, something like that. I have to go back, pull this up, and then from our top view, what we're going to do is we're going to move that to right there. Right click vertex, take these two and move that in to about there. I have to zoom in. That looks okay. Object mode 3 on that guy. And then we're going to take this one and we're going to bring that in to about there. Okay. We're going to select these two. We're going to hit Control G to group them together. We're going to go to Modify Center Pivot. We're going to hit E. We're going to rotate that 90 degrees. And let's start to move that into position. Okay, so we're going to hit W and we're going to move that up. I have to zoom in. And I'm trying to snap that, but that's not going to work, obviously. We're going to hit R, we're going to scale that down. And let's move that in, and that looks all right. Control D to duplicate. Pull over, I have to zoom in. Okay. Control D again to duplicate once more. I have to zoom in. Just check that position for a sec. There we go. And Control D once again. And let's move that in here. Okay. So now that we have these 4 knobs, we're going to make sure that they are all positioned correctly. Now let's check to see how far, one is a bit off, but how far they're sticking out. Now they're sticking out roughly the height of this guy, so we need to bring him in a bit. Okay, and then from our top view, I have to zoom in. Excuse me. We're just going to check that for a sec. Okay. All right. Just check our reference here. We don't want all these knobs to be facing in the same direction, so we're going to take these two and go to modify center pivot, which doesn't look centered. So we're going to go to mesh combine, modify center pivot. I'll rotate this guy a little bit, and then I'm going to go back to mesh and separate, and then we'll take this guy and hit 3. Okay, so one of these is now positioned a little bit better. Okay, we're going to create the plate down here. So we're going to create another polygon cube. Let's pull that up. And we're going to go to this view, hit W. Align it with the top left corner. Right click vertex, take these two and bring them in. And these two and bring them down. And this is going to be at an angle, probably. So right click object mode, hit W, move that in. Have to zoom in. And first of all, we're going to hit R and we're going to scale it to make it a bit thinner. And then from this view right here, we're going to hit 4 and we're going to rotate this until it's aligned and hit W and bring that in like that. Okay. So now that we have that, we're going to deal with these guys on the side here, which is basically the shape of the ring that we just created, and it has 2 washers down there. Okay. Now we don't want to look into this hole and see the orange plate, so we're going to punch 2 holes through the entire object. Okay. So we're going to take a polygon cylinder and we're going to pull that up. We're going to hit E. We're going to rotate that until we're at -90. And then we're going to figure out where these are located. Okay, so one starts just below that screw there. So I'm going to pull this out. I have to zoom in. So there's going to be one, let's say there. I'll check it from this view. So there's one there, and Control D. There's one down here. And let's make sure that they're not too big. Okay, but they kind of look alright. So we're going to select them both, make sure they're sticking through. That's all right. Mesh combine. We're going to take this guy, shift select this guy, and go to mesh boolean and difference, which gives us our 2 holes. Okay. Then we're going to take one of these rings, Control D to duplicate, pull that out, E to rotate. It looks like I took the wrong handle, maybe. Okay, we're good. And then we're going to move to this view, hit F to zoom in. And let's move that over here. Okay. Control D to duplicate. Pull that down, F to zoom in. going to take them both and move them to the left, just a little. Okay, not quite there yet. We're going to create two washers. So for that, we'll take a polygon pipe, give that a little height. In object mode, we're going to go and decrease the thickness to 1, subdivision to 30. We're going to hit E, we're going to rotate that up 90 degrees, minus 90 in this case. And let's add them to the mix. So we're going to hit R, we're going to scale that in, F to zoom in. Let's pull that up here. Once again, F to zoom in. And there's not really a lot that we can snap, so we can align it with these lines here. And we're going to hit R and we're going to scale that in so we can see if we're symmetrical. That looks all right. Control D to duplicate, W to bring down, F to zoom in. All right. Now we're going to check it from this view. So we're going to take our two rings. Let's bring them in. F to zoom in. Take these two guys. Sorry. Just these two guys. All right. Now we need these sets on the other side as well. So we're going to select, not that, let's select this stuff. And we're going to hit Control D to duplicate. Move it over to the other side. F to zoom in. Take just the rings. Move them to this end. And then take these entire sets. Sorry. Have to zoom in. All right. So we got that. We got our knobs. We got this guy over here at the end, the black one. So for that guy, we are going to create a polygon cylinder. Pull that up. Let's give that 40 subdivisions. Okay. And now we need to do something somewhat boring. Right-click face. And we're going to select every other face going around. And there we go. We're going to go to Edit Mesh, Extrude Under Face. We're going to hit R. We're going to scale that out. And then we're going to push it down a little bit so we get this effect. Okay. And we are not going to smooth this out. So right-click Object Mode, W, move it over here, hit E. Actually, it's going to be on the bottom, so move it like that. 180. And then we're going to go to this view and we're going to bring that down. Let's hit R, scale it in quite a bit. And W to move it over here. F to zoom in. Let's make sure we're in the middle. And we're going to hit R and we're going to scale that in a little bit. And hit W and move that in. Okay, let's see what we got. We're going to hit W, we're going to move that in here. Now we're going to position it at the right angle. So we're going to hit F, we're going to zoom in. We're going to hit E, and we're going to rotate that. And W, and we're going to bring that in. Okay. All right, looks like we have most of the components. Okay, now let's see, we got these screws here, right there. Okay, so what we're going to do for that is we are going to take a Polygon cylinder, drag that out, pull that up. We're going to go into our Polycylinder 4. We're going to select round cap, and we're going to bring that up to, let's do 15. Then we're going to zoom in, right-click face, and we're going to deselect or select this. We're going to delete that. Right-click object mode, hit R, and we're going to push that down to something like this. Okay. And then we're going to take another polygon cylinder, give that a little height. We're going to rotate that upwards until we're at -90. Looks okay. Control D to duplicate. Rotate that to, again, in this case 90. Select both of them. Mesh combine. Modify center pivot. And edit delete by type history. Now we're going to move this on top of our screw and make sure we're exactly in the middle. So hold down V and snap it in the middle. Okay. Now this looks about right. So let's make sure it's not cutting in too deep into our screw, if you will, as you can see here. So let's bring that up. That looks about right. Okay. Now we're going to use the dreaded Boolean function again. Hopefully it works out. Select this guy, shift select that guy, mesh, Boolean, and difference. Okay. Not what I was expecting. So we're going to reverse that, mesh, Boolean, difference. Now I had it right the first time, but it's still not giving the effect that I'm going for. Come on. So the way to fix that, hopefully, is mesh and separate. I'm just going to move this out of the way. Select this and this. Mesh Boolean difference. Come on, this and this. Mesh Boolean difference. That looks better. Then take this guy, move it in. Check it from our top. Modify center pivot. Okay, shift select this guy, mesh Boolean and difference. Come on. This Boolean drives me nuts. Okay. Now, because this guy isn't massive, it gives us an opening here, and I don't really want that. So I'm going to right click, go to edge, select that entire edge, and I'm going to go to edit mesh and extrude under edge. And we're going to hit W, and we're going to bring that down, which gives us a better effect. And just to make absolutely sure that when we look into this guy, where'd he go, and don't have a problem that we see open air, if you will, we're going to go to mesh and fill hole. So now it's object mode, There you go. It's closed up. Okay. Let's see if we smooth this guy, what happens. Hit 3. Ah, nice. All right. So let's position them. Hit E to rotate. And rotate 90 degrees. There we go. And we're going to hit W. We're going to bring that in. Have to zoom in. Pull it up. Hit R to scale it in quite a bit. And pull it out again. Scale it down some more. Hit W, bring that out and up. That is about where we need to be. Okay, still looks a bit big, so let's scale it down some more. Pull that up and make sure it's on our surface. There we go. Okay, so we got that guy. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate. Actually, Control Z because I want to make it a little bit bigger. Now we're going to hit Control D to duplicate. We're going to pull it over here. We're going to hit E. Let's rotate that around to 180. This guy should be 0. And this guy should be 90. And W, move that in. I have to zoom in. And there we go. Okay, so we got all that stuff. Drag select the whole thing. Control G to group. Let's hit E and rotate that thing to -90. And let's see if we can add some detail to this guy. All right, so I want the main casing to be orange, obviously. So let's see what we can do. Right click, assign new material. Now it's going to be metal, so I'm going to use Blinn. And let's see if we can get close to that color, which is a bit hard to see because it's obviously not rendered. It's quite bright. Let's see what we got. Nope, not too happy with that. Let's just tweak that a little bit. Maybe we'll make it a little bit deeper orange. And maybe we'll not do orange at all. Let me just give me a sec, guys. First, we're gonna make sure that this guy, what the frick is that? Okay. Okay, so yeah, we'll go with this for now. Okay. So we're gonna select this guy as well, assign existing material right there. And let's go to the knobs, and they are only orange on the top here. Okay. So what we'll do is first we'll make them black, and then we'll just change the color of the top. Okay. So right click, assign new material. We're going to go with MIA_X, material tab, preset, rubber, and replace. So now they're all black. We'll take these top sections as well. If I can get them selected, okay. Assign existing material, MIA. So that's black rubber. And now we're going to exchange the tops here. So right click face. And and those I have to select individually for some reason. So we'll just do that. Right click, assign new material, MIA, presets, rubber, replace, and we're going to pick the same orange color that we had, which gives us this. Okay. And now I'm going to quickly pause the video and I'm going to do the same with the other three knobs so you don't have to look at that. Okay. All right. So we got that. We're going to take these rings here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to take these guys, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. Flip over to this side. These, all right. Assign new material, MIA, presets, Chrome, replace. We'll take this knob here, assign new material. Let's go with a boolean and make that black. All right. Then we're going to take this pad here, assign new material, MIA underscore X, material tab, presets, rubber, and replace, which is black. And this guy we're going to texture. We're going to take these two screws here, 1 and 2, assign new material, MIA, presets, Chrome, replace, and then we're going to pull that color way down, make that black, okay? All right, now for this guy, right-click face, assign new material. We're going to go with a boolean, and we're going to hit this checkered box, select File, Folder, Desktop, and I'm going to use this file, okay? And then I'm going to go up to Create UVs, Planar Mapping, hit my checkered box, go to Edit UVs, UV Texture Editor. And let's see if we can get this aligned. I'm just going to maximize this. So, just going to pull that up. And let's see if we can get this to fit. I want to be able to see it from both ends, obviously. All right, then we're going to scale it out a little. It looks like we need to pull it up just a bit. So this doesn't look too bad. Okay. Now for this guy, what I want to do there is, at least try to, is go to my material and let's see if we can do that. I'm going to change the material type. I'm going to right-click face, assign new material. Let's do a Lambert. Okay. All right, Lambert, and then black, and then under bump mapping, file, and hit my folder, this guy. Now, there's no way to know right now what my position is here, so I'm going to do a quick test render. Not even 100% sure if this is going to work out, but I want to give it a try. And let's just do a render and see what we get. Actually, I need to create some light here, guys. Create light, point light, in W, bring that up, and 7 on my keyboard so I can see what my light's doing. Let's give this another try. See if it did anything at all, because I get the impression that it did not. Now, there's one other thing we can try, which is face, assign new material, Lambert. I'm just not quite sure what it's going to look like. File, folder, okay. Select this guy, create UV's planar mapping, which is not too bad. Okay. Let's see how that works out for us. Edit UVs, UV texture editor. Seems to be okay. And now we're going to go to our Lambert material, bump mapping, file, hit this guy, folder, and now we're going to take the same file. That's better. Okay, not bad. Let's see if we can tweak this. It's a bit high up, so I'm just going to bring that down just a little bit. Okay, so I think we have most of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to select these images, get rid of them. Let's select a ground plane. And I'm going to right click, assign new material. Let's do a Fong E. Make that black. I'm going to take my entire apparatus, if you will, and we're going to bring that up. Let's just tweak our ground plane a little bit. Stretch out and stretch out. Okay. Render settings. I want my image size to be HD 1080. Under indirect lighting, global illumination, final gathering is selected. It's all right. Under quality, I'm going to set that to about 1.5. Ray tracing, let's increase these values, 8, 8, and 12, and 6, 3, and 3. And I'm going to select image-based lighting, go to my folder, and let's find a nice HDRI image. Documents, Maya, HDRI. Take this one, and maybe create one additional light source. I think I still have a point light going on here, so just check that on my outliner. We're going to get rid of that one. Or what we could do is just use that. Pull that up. Okay, let's give this a try and see how that works out for us. Okay, see you guys in a sec. Just going to hit render. Alrighty. Well, there's our guitar pedal. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you got any questions, let me know and I'll help you if I can. And that said, thank you guys for watching and I'd love to see you guys again. Bye.